Be good? All right, we're going to have you come this way a little bit more. So I want to thank you for being here today. I'm Rania Mankarious, CEO of Crime Stoppers of Houston. It's an honor to be with you here as we discuss some of the most pressing issues impacting our community, issues that threaten the safety and well-being of our students in schools. In light of the recent threats against a Houston area school that made national news and the Crime Stoppers tip line thwarting a similar attack against another local school within the same week, we have gathered here today to discuss our ongoing and expanded efforts to protect students across Houston and beyond. The recent incidents of assault at University of Houston, the school threats, and increase of juvenile violence underscore the critical need for continued vigilance, proactive intervention, and community involvement to keep our students safe. In a moment, you will hear from former Assistant Chief Wendy Baimbridge, Crime Stoppers board member and chair of the Crime Stoppers Reward Committee, for the announcement of the approved rewards being paid in the recent University of Houston sexual assault case. Additionally, Spring Branch ISD Police Chief Larry Baimbridge joins us to shed light on the invaluable importance of tips received from the community in which Crime Stoppers played a critical role in preventing several school-related crimes, including a potential school bombing, thwarted gang violence, and a reported assault that led to the protection of students. These stories are powerful reminders of the direct impact of our tip line and the impact it has on saving lives and ensuring the safety within our schools, not only in Houston, but across the state of Texas. As CEO, I'm unbelievably proud of the work that we are doing in the community and in preventing violence, especially when our students and our children can be the victims. I'd like to again welcome former Assistant Chief Wendy Baimbridge to provide an update on the University of Houston case, and followed by Chief Larry Baimbridge. Thank you.
Thank you, Rania. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for attending. My name is Wendy Baimbridge. I am on the Crime Stoppers Board, and I chair the Rewards Committee. The Crime Stoppers of Houston Board of Directors is responsible for making all the decision on reward payouts. The tips will go to the officers, and then once it is proven to be a legitimate tip leading to the arrest of the suspect involved in the case, then it goes to the Board of Directors, who meets just once a month for the payout. Each month, we carefully review each reward to ensure it follows our policies and maintains the transparency and integrity of the mission, which is simply to keep our community safe. Since 1980, Crime Stoppers of Houston has as a nonprofit organization that is heavily involved in promoting safety to help our law enforcement agencies, and we work with 70 of them, to obtain justice for our victims through the tip line. Our tip line is an outlet for community members to submit crime tips and information. For our tip line program to work, 3 entities are involved. It's going to be you, the media, and thank you for everything that you do, and of course our law enforcement agencies, and most importantly our public, our tipsters. One such example is the University of Houston sexual assault case that was recently in the news. We have given awards to 2 individuals today, the max award, $5,000 each, for the arrest of suspect Eric Brown. The tipster observed the suspect on the Metro Rail. These tipsters were very vigilant, and because of their efforts, because of their reports to Crime Stoppers, our suspect can receive the very critical justice that they deserve, and also our community is much safer. And I want everybody to know our Crime Stoppers reward program is 100% anonymous, and that is state law. We do not record phone numbers, we do not know identifiers, names, we don't know who is getting the payout. We're available 24/7. You can report any tip at 222-TIPS, that's 713-222-TIPS, and also our mobile app, as well as the crimestoppers.org website. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I don't know if I should say thank you, dear. Good afternoon. My name is Larry Baimbridge. I'm the Chief of Police of Spring Branch ISD. I want to talk about a particular tip we received at the end of February that led to the discovery of an individual who was attempting to make an explosive, a bomb. The tipster provided us valuable information that allowed us to go directly to this student, and he then led us to the location where he was attempting to make some explosives. We contacted the Houston Police Department bomb squad. They came out and determined that yes, indeed, some of the elements of the explosives were there. Fortunately, he had not achieved the level of sophistication that it would require, but it did tell us that this person was trying to construct some explosives. I've reached out to Rania, explained how grateful that I am, that the district is, for this information this tipster provided us. This is the type of information that when we obtain this information, we act on it very quickly. And in this case, we're able to stop someone from going any further and producing any explosives. Unfortunately, no charges were accepted on this case. He is a juvenile. I was asked why charges weren't accepted. That would be something to discuss with the district attorney. We presented everything to the DA's office, but again, no charges were accepted, and therefore not able to release any information. Obviously, the fact that he is a juvenile. So this happened on February the 27th, and I really don't have anything further to add to that. So.
As a parent and as the CEO of this organization, it is very moving to receive a call from the chief saying a tip to Crime Stoppers led to a thwarting of a school of a terroristic threat. But as an organization, we've become increasingly concerned with the state of our youth, with the violence that we see, the rise in violence we see perpetrated amongst our youth, and we are committed this year to doing something about it. So, as many of you know, we've launched our Million for Million campaign starting in January. We're now Q1. We've done 308 presentations in just Q1 alone, trying to reach as many students as possible on the topics of safety. The numbers are staggering when we look at the violence amongst youth. Texas Juvenile Justice Department juveniles charged with homicide rose statewide 108% from 2019 to 2024. Cases with gun use rose 44%. In the fall of 2024, we saw a 1,200% increase in detentions from juveniles who made threats of mass violence. As early as March, 85% of juvenile court cases are felonies. We know there are many reasons our youth are turning to violence, but we know that many of us want to work together to curb that violence and do what we can to offer resources. So we thank you for your support. We thank you for helping us share the message. I want to thank Wendy Baimbridge, who is the chair of our rewards committee, for diligently working on getting these tipsters paid at the University of Houston case, and Chief Larry Baimbridge for doing all he does for keeping the school body, the entire Spring Branch district safe. So with that, we thank you all for being here. Are there any questions at this time?
For board member Bainbridge, both of the tipsters involved in the U of H situation,
Yes.
they both called about the suspect being on the metro.
No, sir. There were two, and thank you for the question. There were two tipsters. The first, as you know, the suspect was arrested twice. One tipster gave information that led to the first arrest, and the second one was on the Metro Rail, and they saw him there, and then they called us. Yeah, thank you.
Question about this, I know you can't reveal much about this juvenile. We know age,
He was 16 years old.
we know what school.
We do. I'd like to keep that private simply because of the nature of him being a juvenile.
But it was clearly in the Spring Branch.
It was. It was a high school in Spring Branch.
And then do we know, you said no charges were accepted, but was this juvenile placed under some sort of supervision?
Yes, absolutely. And there's certainly in-school or district repercussions. But obviously, we can only do what the district attorney will allow as far as charges and that sort of thing. But administratively, there were repercussions for him.
What were the charges?
There were no charges.
What were the charges? Yeah.
Well, if we had accepted, or charges had been accepted, then it could have been a number of things from, building, and I'm paraphrasing here, but building explosives, that sort of thing. There was no threat to anyone's, there was a vague threat, and that was part of the reason why we were told the DA didn't accept charges, because there wasn't an explicit threat. But certainly building explosives, there are laws against that, so it would have been one of those charges.
Do you feel like the student should have been charged, knowing that she was going to do something to cause harm to other students, cause harm to
Sure.
school youth, high school
Well-
youth? Do you feel like the DA's
Right.
office got this right?
I always believe if the elements of the crime are there, that charges should be filed. And in this case, I believe we had those elements of the crime. And so if you look at the penal code and you look at those, again, for making explosives, I believe we met those elements of the crime. And so, again, I can't speak for why charges were not accepted. I can only attest to what we did as law enforcement based on the information the tipster provided. And I do want to reiterate the fact that, this tipster, obviously it's anonymous, and that's the wonderful thing about Crime Stoppers is they can do this completely anonymously, but this is the kind of information that if it's not passed on, could have some very serious repercussions. But because this person did come forward, did provide this information to us, we could stop it in its tracks. And so would they have carried it further? We'll hopefully never know, but I do believe that being able to identify them, have at least those district repercussions, and then if we need to get some type of counseling and so forth, put a stop to it. Of course, bringing the parents into it, letting them know what their child was up to, can make a big impact on any future plans or activities.
Chief, is there any updates in regards to the other two students that were involved in terroristic threats in Memorial High School?
We don't have no new updates on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you send a message to parents about how they can call authorities and be anonymous and how that also helps you guys to be ready and respond and avoid tragedies?
Right. Yeah. Again, with Crime Stoppers, there is that ability to do things anonymously. I understand people are scared. People don't want to be confronted by the suspect. They're afraid for either their safety or whatever, any number of reasons. But Crime Stoppers allows you to inform law enforcement of potential school threats, in this case, building explosives, and it gives us the opportunity to act on it. Far too many times, you look back on the school shooters and things like that, and there were so many warning signs. And for whatever reason, people didn't come forward. Perhaps they didn't know how, or perhaps they were afraid, but Crime Stoppers, I believe, removes that element of fear so that if you have information, you can come forward without fear of repercussions, and you can hopefully, potentially help save lives.
Because we're here talking about hopefully trying to engage students and young people and helping to deter some of these incidents, I wanted to ask you about the sports rivalry. It started out as a football rivalry between Stafford and Memorial, spilled over into other sports, has caused incidents of vandalism. What are your officers doing about that? What's the message to young people about that?
Sure. So that was an incident that happened, several weeks ago now, but we are still investigating. I just left a meeting on my way over here to discuss further investigation. We're not done. We're still investigating, trying to identify all those that were involved, and we take it very seriously. This was a serious assault on one of the students. This would be a perfect opportunity where if someone has information, they can call Crime Stoppers and provide us with any information they may have. Perhaps it's names, videos, things like that. We would love to have them, and certainly we're continuing to follow up on that.
Question for Crime Stoppers. We have a huge migrant community in Houston, and sometimes they are afraid to report
Yes.
things that harm you. So any message to them so they can be part of this and also report crimes or report if they identify a suspect.
I'm so thankful for that question. For 42 years, this tip line has operated as a tool for everyone. If Houston's where you live and you see or know of criminal activity, feel free, feel empowered, call Crime Stoppers in English or Spanish. Use our mobile app. It's available in over 22 languages. We do not ask about immigration status. We do not ask any questions of a personal nature whatsoever. We simply want the information that can go to law enforcement and help them solve serious felony crime. So we want to empower these individuals to not be afraid. Actually, this is the tool to use, to grab hold of, and to use it with full confidence, as people have been doing for over 40 years.
Can you kind of talk about some of the resources you guys have when it comes to, we've heard a lot about safety and security,
Mhm.
especially at the University of Houston. So is there any resources you guys can offer to students or parents that could help them if they
A lot of this comes to just having the conversations and being aware. So, for us, if you go on our website right now, you'll see 16 different presentations that we offer for free to anyone in the community. All you have to do is reach out, that cover a whole host of topics. At the college level, we talk about school safety, ingress, egress, getting to campus areas in a safe manner, learning about what your campus provides for you. At the high school level, we challenge parents. Read the school handbook, go into the school year knowing what the school's protocols are, what the school does in the case of discipline or a potential threat. That's the time to actually ask questions and figure out if you understand what the school is doing, where you may have questions. If something needs to change, you can present a request, politely, and get involved in the conversation. Our biggest issue at Crime Stoppers is don't wait to become a victim of crime to care about the public safety content. You can get involved today. Download materials. We have digital assets. We have a blog. We have video. We have presentations in person. We cover every possible tool imaginable because we want to reach every community and every citizen where they are.
Have you guys been able to work with the University of Houston and their police department since the incident that happened, as far as helping them create a better understanding or implementing new changes for safety and security?
We've been working with the University of Houston for quite some time, and certainly in light of this recent situation, we've been working with them to an even greater degree. Our goal is to step in and provide assistance, fill the gaps, provide resources and opportunities wherever it might be lacking, engage with their students, get them engaged in the conversation in a productive way. These are very emotional topics, as they should be, but we want to channel that emotion into something positive and that will be conducive to positive change in the school. So yes, we've been in contact with them and we will continue to be working with them and the administration side and the students.
Can you give us an example of one of the 16
Oh.
recommendations you guys have on your website?
I can give you all 16, but from teen dating violence to domestic violence, human trafficking, cyber safety, mental health, online safety in every sort of facet, online banking, retail shopping, holiday shopping, walking in the park. Every possible area of public safety as it touches our lives has a resource for you. Now, I will also announce that information will be coming soon, that Crime Stoppers is about to release its first ever text line, where as a community member, you can simply text this number and ask for information on any number of resources, and it will be texted to you directly. So if you're curious about vaping or sexual assault laws or juvenile laws, animal cruelty, whatever it might be, how to talk to your kids about staying safe online. Whatever the topic is, you can text us at this number and you will be provided with our free resources, the actual materials.
I mean, if you can also talk and explain a little bit more about the consequences, especially for students, kids, teenagers, making threats. Sometimes they make these threats on social media. It's just campaigning for them. It's just joking around. But at the end, it has consequences.
Yes.
If outrage is getting over.
We've been saying it's not a joke for many years, and it has legal ramifications. And I'm so thankful. We work very closely with Chief Baimbridge. The response time is so quick. The action is the presence is there. And more students need to know, yes, you're juveniles, yes, you're minors, but these are serious issues. Terroristic threats, a threat against a school is never going to be swept under the rug, and there will be consequences. Even if it's as easy or as simple as having a police officer show up at your front door, that's significant. That's significant for a minor, and it tells a story that we know what you've done and we're going to be watching, and something's got to change. I think of the Memorial High School situation and those two teen girls, and I think about them all the time, because now what is the situation? They're sitting facing these potential charges. I know one at least is facing a felony charge, or they would have actually enacted this crime against the school and what? A homicidal, suicidal attempt. I mean, it is unfathomable to me that that's where our kids are, but it is. And we know that kids they have access to weapons. They think making these threats online, they have some sort of immunity, but they don't. they don't. And as more people talk about it, as more students feel empowered, which is what's making me so proud, when Chief Baimbridge calls and says, hey, a tip to Crime Stoppers came in and thwarted this. We don't know who called, but if it was a student, we applaud them, we thank them. And I'll tell you that our chairman of the rewards committee, Wendy Baimbridge, just approved a significant award for that tipster and the case that Chief Baimbridge was talking about. So we are going to do whatever we can to get the message out, to educate students and the community, empower them to speak out, and hopefully guide them to making better life choices, because the consequences are real. Thank you so much. If there's anything else, we're here. Thank you. Thank you.